Hello students, today we'll discuss NCERT solutions for class 8 science. Chapter 4 Materials, Metals and Non-Metals. Question number 1. Which of the following can be beaten into thin sheets? The options given are zinc, phosphorus, sulfur and oxygen. And the correct answer is zinc. Now what is the reason? Since zinc is the only metal present in the given options, whereas other three are non-metals. Now we know that metals are mostly malleable and ductile. For them to be beaten into thin sheets, they must possess the malleability property. Other three, phosphorus, sulfur and oxygen, are non-metals, so they cannot be beaten into thin sheets. Moving to the next question, question number 2. Which of the following statements is correct? A. All metals are ductile. B. All non-metals are ductile. C. Generally metals are ductile. D. Some non-metals are ductile. Now again we know that metals are mostly ductile, whereas non-metals are not ductile. So the options B and D are eliminated. What we are left with option A and C. Now if you see the reason, we have some metals such as mercury which exist in liquid form at room temperature, and hence they cannot be drawn into thin wires. Hence we cannot say that all metals are ductile. Therefore the correct answer is C. Generally the metals are ductile. Next, question number 3. So moving to the next question, question number 3. Fill in the blanks. A. Phosphorus is a very dash non-metal. Answer is phosphorus is very reactive non-metal. As we all know that phosphorus is one of the very highly reactive non-metal, and the correct option in the blanks is reactive. B. Metals are dash conductors of heat and dash. As we all know that metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, whereas non-metals usually are poor conductors of heat and electricity. Some exceptions are there, such as graphite. C. Iron is dash reactive than copper. Now we usually have the elements arranged in their decreasing order of reactivity when you study the chemistry in higher classes. Here we see that iron is placed higher in the reactivity series than in copper. Hence iron is more reactive than copper. Metals react with acids to produce dash gas. Now we see that whenever a metal reacts with acids, we usually get hydrogen gas as a byproduct. Now moving to the next question, question number 4. Mark T if the statement is true and F it is false. A. Generally non-metals react with acids. In the above fill in the blanks, we have seen that metals react with acids to produce hydrogen gas. So non-metals do not react with acids, hence the correct answer is false. B. Sodium is very reactive metal. The answer is true, because sodium is really a very reactive metal, a highly reactive metal. C. copper displaces zinc from zinc sulfate solution? The answer is false. Again, if we see the reactivity series, then zinc is placed higher in the series than copper, which means that zinc, being more reactive, will not allow the copper to displace itself from the zinc sulfate solution. D. Coal can be drawn into wires. Again, we have seen that the properties for it to be drawn into wires is the ductility, which is possessed mostly by the metals, not by the non-metals. Coal, which is a non-metal, hence it cannot be drawn into wires, hence the answer is false. Now next question, question number 4. Some properties are listed in the following table. Distinguish between metals and non-metals on the basis of these properties. Properties are appearance, hardness, malleability, ductility, heat conduction, conduction of electricity. Again, we will see the answers. First property is appearance. We know that metals are usually lustrous or shiny, whereas non-metals are dull in appearance. Hardness, again we all know that metals are usually hard. Non-metals may be hard or soft. Most of them are soft, but again we have some exceptions such as graphite and diamond, which are very hard. Third property is malleability. Fourth is ductility. Again, we have already discussed that properties of malleability and ductility are mostly found in metals, whereas the non-metals are non-malleable and non-ductile. And property number 5th and 6th, the heat conduction and conduction of electricity. Again, as discussed earlier, metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, whereas non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity, and hence for electricity sometimes they are also used for insulations as insulators. Moving to the next question, question number 6. Give reasons for the following. A. Aluminum foils are used to wrap food items. Answer. Aluminum is highly malleable, that is, it can be drawn easily into thin sheets which can be used for wrapping the food items. Also, it does not react with the food items, hence these are mostly used as foils to wrap the food items. B. Immersion rods for heating liquids are made up of metallic substances. Again, metals being good conductors of heat and electricity, we have immersion rods made from mostly metals, or in fact they are always made from metallic substances. See, copper cannot displace zinc from its salt solution. Again, coming back to the reactivity series, since copper is less reactive than zinc, it cannot displace zinc from its salt solution. D. Sodium and potassium are stored in kerosene. Sodium and potassium are very reactive elements. They catch fire easily if they come in contact with air or oxygen. Hence, they are usually stored in kerosene. Question 7. Can you store lemon pickle in an aluminum utensil? Explain. No, we cannot store lemon pickle in an aluminum utensil because aluminum is a metal and usually metals react with acids to produce hydrogen gas. And here if we put the lemon pickle in aluminum utensil, then it would react with the lemon, which is acidic in nature, and hence the hydrogen gas will be released, which will spoil the pickle. Question number 8. Match the substances given in column A with their uses given in column B. First option is gold. We all know that gold is the most common metal used for jewelry. Next, iron. Iron is used for machineries. Aluminium, as we have discussed earlier, we have the aluminium used for aluminum foils for wrapping the food. Carbon. Carbon is used as fuel. Mostly we have the carbon based compounds which are used as fuels. Then copper. Copper is used in electric wire. We all know that all the electric wires are being made of copper, since it is a good conductor of electricity. Last option, mercury. Again, mercury is commonly used in thermometers. Question number 9. What happens when a dilute sulfuric acid is poured on a copper plate? Now, no reaction occurs when the dilute sulfuric acid is poured on a copper plate. Why? Because copper is very less reactive. Hence, it will not easily react with dilute sulfuric acid. But if we use the concentrated sulfuric acid, then we will have hydrogen gas coming out from the solution. Since copper being a metal, when it reacts with acid, we have discussed that hydrogen gas will be released. If we write the equation in the word form, then we have reactants written with plus sign. The reaction is shown with the arrow, and on the right hand side we write the products. So copper when react with sulfuric acid, if the reaction occurs, then copper sulfate will be formed and the hydrogen gas will be released. B. If iron nails are placed in copper sulfate solution, what will happen? Again, if we check the reactivity series, iron being more reactive than copper, it will replace the copper from its solution and we will get iron sulfate solution and copper deposited on the iron nails. Question 10. Saloni took a piece of burning charcoal and collected the gas evolved in a test tube. A. How will she find the nature of the gas? B. Write down the word equations of the reaction taking place in the process. Now, answer. She can find the nature of the gas by using a litmus paper. We already know that we can check the acids and base by using litmus paper. In this case, if in a test tube containing the gas, we add few drops of water and cover the test tube and shake them well, and after shaking, test the solution with blue litmus. It will change from blue to red. This will show that the gas is acidic in nature. Write the word equation for it. Then charcoal, which is a carbon compound, when react with oxygen as it is burning in air, the reaction gives carbon dioxide gas, which is acidic in nature. Question 11. One day, Rita went to the jewelry shop with her mother. Her mother gave an old gold jewelry to the goldsmith to polish. Next day, when they brought back the jewelry, they found that there was slight loss in its weight. Can you suggest a reason for this loss in weight? Answer. The gold jewelry is dipped into the acidic solution for polishing. On dipping the gold jewelry in the acidic solution, the outer layer of the gold dissolves along with the dust and the inner shiny layer appears. This causes a slight loss in its weight. When we do the polishing of the jewelry, the topmost layer where the dust accumulates gets polished when we dip it in the acidic solution. Hence, there will be a slight loss in its weight when you brought back the jewelry. Hope you have understood the exercise question and answers of chapter 4. Thank you.